Hariom to all the Atmajyotis present. So today we are going to learn slok. So today we are going to learn shloka number 11.54, which is bhaktyā to ananya. So who would like to chant this shloka? Sure, Anya. So please repeat with me. When Anya tells it, please chant the shloka along with it. So let's start. So Anya, could you please unmute yourself?
And should I say the whole shloka and then everyone repeats the whole shloka after me?
No, I'll tell the shloka and you'll repeat it after me.
Okay.
Okay. Bhaktyā
bhaktyā ananyayā śhakya aham.
aham evaṁ-vidho rjuna.
aham evaṁ-vidho rjuna.
Anya, could you please be a bit loud?
aham evaṁ-vidho rjuna.
Yeah, thank you. jñātuṁ draṣhṭuṁ च tattvena.
jñātuṁ draṣhṭum ca tenva.
jñātuṁ draṣhṭum च tattvena.
jñātuṁ draṣhṭum ca tattvena.
praveṣhṭuṁ च parantapa.
praveṣhṭuṁ ca parantapa.
Thank you. So, what the shloka means is that here Krishna, in the previous chapter, we learned about Arjuna realizing Krishna and realizing that Krishna was the supreme being. There was one shloka where we learned that. So this chapter is Vishwa, Roopa, Darshana. So can anybody tell what's Vishwa? Vishwa, Roopa, Darshana.
Vishwa means universe.
Yeah. And what does Roopa mean? Roopa, Darshana.
Roopa means probably character, the character or what do you tell?
So it's the form. Roopa is form.
Form.
Yeah. And what's Darshana?
To give presence or to show yourself for something.
So what Darshana means is seeing. So Vishwa, Roopa, Darshana. To see the universal form. So in this chapter, we are mainly so Krishna in the form of the shlokas here, and the knowledge and the essence of the shlokas, we are going to see the true essence of what the Krishna Tattva means in this chapter. Now let's understand what Krishna is telling in this shloka. Krishna is telling that by devotion, with pure devotion. Here it's mentioned as unalloyed devotion. So who can tell me what's unalloyed? Unalloyed devotion. What does this mean?
Means
Very
pure
confusing,
devotion
right? This word.
without any mixture.
Yes. So can you please tell us what's alloy, Pranati?
Alloy basically in science means mixture of metals, different metals.
Yeah.
So here
Unalloyed means.
unalloyed means there is nothing else. Means pure form, pure devotion
Right.
with no other uh, unwanted feelings or what do you think?
Right. So unalloyed is pure devotion. What does pure devotion mean? Anyone would like to share? What does pure devotion mean? Yes, Anya, please go ahead.
Pure devotion means like you have too much devotion towards that thing or someone.
Like, could you please more explain deeply about that?
Sorry?
Could you please explain a bit deeply about that? What do you mean by too much devotion?
Yeah, but I said that by too much devotion means like you have too much devotion before against that thing or someone. Like we have too much devotion against Lord, all the gods.
Okay. So, yeah, Snigdha, please go ahead.
So pure devotion basically means that immense love for something. Like now we have like immense love for God. So that's what pure devotion means.
Okay. Any other responses? Okay. So all of you gave a basic meaning of what unalloyed devotion is. Let me explain what unalloyed devotion is actually is and what Krishna is trying to convey. So what unalloyed devotion is, as you all told, unalloyed devotion is pure devotion. Pure devotion here is is devotion with complete faith and complete trust in God, with the hopes that He is going to help you. What does this mean? Complete faith in God. It means that you you're surrendering to God and with the hopes that He is going to take care of you. For example, Draupadi, she had the trust that Krishna is going to come and save her. So that's why she just called Krishna. And we all know what happened. Even though Dushyasana was pulling her sari, the size of the sari was still growing, and Dushyasana couldn't remove her sari. So that's what Annala. She just didn't think about anything. She just thought Krishna is going to help me, and she immediately called Krishna. The same way, here also, unalloyed devotion, which means pure devotion, we need to be completely faithful in Krishna and believe that Krishna is going to take care of all our endeavors, but also at the same time, we need to put our own efforts also. So what happens by this? What's the result we get by doing this? Is that we get the divine light of Krishna. Divine light. What is this divine light? And also Krishna here mentions that we unite with Krishna, meaning there's no difference between me and Krishna. When we have unalloyed devotion or pure devotion, which is to develop that faith that Krishna is going to take care of us and surrender to Krishna. By this, what we get is that we get the true knowledge, the jnana. What's the divine light? It is the light of jnana, the light of wisdom. That's what we get. And that stage, when we receive this, we see no duality. That's what in light of the self foundation and what Prabhuji tells, non-duality or advaita. That's what is known as non-duality. You see no difference between you and Krishna. You think Krishna is part of you. Um, so here we can take an example. Can you all see this picture? Can anybody tell me what is this? And you might also have seen it in a movie, a very famous one. Can anyone tell? Yes, Snigdha, yeah, please.
So this movie comes from Kantara, and basically what they're doing, what the person is doing in this picture is like some kind of culture, like which Mangaloreans have, where like he basically, I think like he's like it's like a form of communicating with God or something, or like they are acting like they themselves are the God. So that's what it is.
Okay. Anya, you wanted to tell something?
I was gonna also say the same, that it's a Kantara character.
Okay, so can you tell me like what does this represent, and can you speak about this aspect?
I don't know much about that, but I can only say that I have seen it in the movie.
Okay. So Snigdha, do you remember the name of this?
Like in a sense,
Like the name of this spirit that's being represented here.
not I don't remember it because the movie
Okay,
was.
no problem, no problem. So if you don't remember, the name of this is Panjarli. It's a spirit. It's a form of Varaha. Like if you know the Dashavatara, one of the forms of Vishnu is Varaha, and this is Panjarli. So, what's the speciality of many demigods? Like this is mainly famous in Karnataka. You might have seen these kinds. These are basically humans who put on this costume and do such dance or nritya. So you might just think they put on this costume and do some demigod dance, but there's a lot involved in this. When you put on you need to put on this costume and you need to feel God. It's not yet another dance form. It's also putting on a on a costume and thinking what God might think, and enacting that. So you should forget all your daily things and everything, and you need to feel a part of God. So here in this Panjali, the person who is representing this might be a human, but at this moment he is remembering God, and and there's a union between him and God, so that's why he's able to enact it. There's no duality between God and this demigod. Uh, yeah, so if you're on unmute, please mute yourself. So here we can see what we were talking about earlier, which is Advaita. There's no duality here. This the person who enacts this or puts on the costume of this demigod. There's no duality. They can feel the non-duality, and that's why it's so realistic. You feel as if really the god is there. And if you might have seen, there are people who feed them with rice or many other things, because they invoke the god in the form of this, and so they really have to enact as if they are God, and to do this, they need to have that non-duality, or else it look like just yet another dance form like Bharatanatyam or Kathakali. You just feel that some people are just dancing, but here there's no duality, and they have a union of God. That's what Krishna is talking about here. So Krishna is telling that if we have such devotion, such pure devotion to him, and we surrender to him, even we can receive the jnana or the essence of this Bhagavad Gita, and we can become one with Krishna. So you might get a question, how is this possible? So does it mean we should act like how this demigod acts? Like you might have seen the movie. You might think, is that how we should act in our daily life? So let me tell you, it's not quite exactly like that. You need to act like that, but you need to feel that whatever you need to remember your true nature, and whatever you do as a service to God. That's what we also learned in the shlokas of the last chapter, the last shlokas of the last chapter. That's what we learned, and in one of the shlokas, that service to human beings is nothing but service to God. So the same way we need to realize the true nature of Krishna in us and also invoke that. So I hope you all understood this, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask. You can raise your hands on Zoom and I'll clear your questions. Yes, Anya.
I understood everything, but then when I see into this shloka meaning, I wonder what's the meaning of scorcher something.
Yeah. So, so you didn't understand what that word means, is it?
Yes.
So in the shloka, who is Krishna referring to? So basically in Bhagavad Gita, who is Krishna referring to?
Arjuna.
Right. So Krishna is referring to Arjuna. So Krishna, the same name, he's telling it in another way, scorcher of force. So what does scorcher of force mean? Scorcher of force mean is the one who destroys his enemies. The scorcher who destroys all his enemies. That's what. Are you clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Sorry, just
Namit,
yes, sir.
can I add couple of points?
Sure.
Okay. Let me share my screen, please. Okay. So, children, I want to ask a simple question. Let's say somebody comes and tells you fire burns. Let's say you've never seen the fire. They simply come and tell you fire burns. Remember that situation. And let's say another situation where, by mistake, there is a candle and you put your hand in the candle and you have a sensation. What is the difference between the fire burns when somebody has told you to when you burnt your hand? What is the difference between these two? Yes, Sanya. What do you feel is the difference?
I feel that when someone tells that fire burns, it's that they said it. They go in that and burn themselves. They said it, and then when we burnt our hand in real, it's doing it like we did it. We didn't say like them.
Okay. Snigdha, what is the difference between these two?
There's no difference.
There is no difference?
No.
For you, there is no difference? If somebody
Yeah,
comes
Ji,
and tells you,
because fire burns is part of this, like in the sense now we are saying that fire burns and then you burnt your hand, so it's basically approving that statement that fire burns.
so what is the difference as far as you are concerned?
I think it's that when somebody like fire burns is like what somebody says, and you burnt your hand is something that you experience.
Okay. Vivan, what is the difference you feel?
I feel that fire burns is he said it, but I hear it. But when you burn your hand, you feel heat, you get pain. So the difference here is when you burn your hand, you feel pain and heat. But when they tell it to you that fire burns, that they are just explaining you that fire burns.
Okay, and when you have burned, you have the experience. That's what you are also saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other explanation? What is the difference between fire burns and you burning your hand? Anybody else? Yes. Yes, Megha, what is the difference?
The difference is fire burns is like the cause of the effect, which is you burnt your hand.
Fire burns is the cause. No, remember, understand the question. Somebody comes and tells you fire burns. Okay, that is the first statement. The second statement is you have actually put your hand in some candle and you burnt your hand. What is the difference as far as you are concerned between these two situations?
Like fire burns is a property of fire, and because of that property, you burnt your hand.
All right. Akshat, what do you feel?
Burning is fire's nature, but when you put your hand, the fire burns your hand. So the fire is not getting out of its nature. It's being the same.
Sure, but as far as you are concerned, what is the difference that is happening when you hear someone say fire burns versus when you burnt your hand? What is that is happening to you?
It's like somebody says and you listen to it and you experience it.
So what is the difference between these two then?
The hearing and experiencing. That's the difference.
Hearing and experiencing. Okay. Now, between hearing and experiencing, which is going to remain with you better or forever?
The experiencing.
Why so?
Because if we hear, maybe we will forget, but while experiencing that burning the hand will never be forgotten.
Will never be forgotten. Okay. Now, does Sanvi agree with whatever Akshat is saying? Does Sanvi have any other viewpoint?
So yeah, whatever he said is also true. But then what I thought was the difference between fire burns and you burning your hand is like fire will just burn. Like it's not a need for you to go and like burn your hand in it. So it's like whenever we burn our hand, we'll always say that the fire burnt me, but then it's actually us who went near the fire to get our hand being burnt. So,
Okay. But let's say, for example, Sanvi, you've never put your hand in the fire. Okay. And you've
yes,
never
sir.
really understood, but you've only heard somebody say fire burns. Is it reality for you that fire burns? Would you truly know? Maybe this example may be a little not so clear. Let's take another example. Let's say somebody comes and says, by the way, Sanvi, have you eaten glumchichi?
What, Ji?
Glumchichi.
What is that, Ji?
Glumchichi is a wonderful fruit. Have you eaten?
No, Ji.
Oh, you don't know?
No, Ji.
Oh, it's the best fruit, glumchichi. You've not eaten at all, is it?
No, Ji.
Oh, it's very, very tasty. Much better than mango. You've not eaten at all, is it?
No, Ji.
Okay. So now I gave you some information about what?
About a fruit named Rumchichi.
Okay. Now, Has that made you feel clear about what is the fruit about?
No, Ji.
No idea at all, right?
Yes, Ji.
So when will you also agree that, glumchichi is a wonderful fruit?
Once I have tasted it.
Once you tasted it, isn't it?
Yes, Ji.
So what is the difference between these two? When I say something and when you yourself eat?
Ji, so when someone says something, sometimes we get really doubtful. We don't believe them until we try it ourselves and we see that it's true.
And when you eat it?
We'll experience it and then we'll see whether the statement is true or not.
Very nice. So what is the difference between these two?
So, like, a fire burns is just a vague statement about fire, which is not true, like clear about fire. But then when you say that it burnt your hand, it means that you went and tried it out and then you found out that actually fire burns.
Very nice. So does it mean that you have to put your hand in fire and burn?
Yes, Ji.
So that is where you need to know what kind of things you should do and what you should not do. So when you see something burning in front of you, that is as well as a good experience, no?
Yes, Ji.
It is not necessary that you have to keep your hand and burn it. When you put paper also, you've seen it burn. Any object, you've seen it burn. But
Yes, Ji.
what is the truth you need to realize? That when some statement is given, for example, I made a statement. Have you tasted glumchichi? It's a wonderful fruit. It's a statement. You don't even know what glumchichi is. You don't even have an understanding of its taste. But in that case, when you eat, you will know it. Correct?
Yes, Ji.
Very nice. So now you all have seen this example. Now there are 3 simple questions. Okay. And I want all of you to think about it and answer me. Okay, so let me share those 3 questions. What do you feel is the difference between these 3? Yes, Sohan.
The difference between these three is the truth is how I'm born, how I know myself, and what is the realization is what you realize by realizing your mistake or your fault which you have done. What is used is the necessary things which are needed for a human body to live or use is used for a human body.
All right. Let us see what others have to say. Snigdha?
Truth is basically something that like something is true or something which had happened and it is like it's true, and realization is something which we soon get to know, or soon get to know about. And use is something which we can like actually do and we can utilize. Like now, for example, it's like an object, it has like a use, we can utilize it. So something that you can utilize or you can do, or it's known as use.
Okay. All right. Rohan, what do you feel?
Sir, truth is, for example, fire burns, and the realization is when you burn your hand or when you burn an object with fire, when you experience it. And I didn't really understand what is the use.
Okay. So now let's assume, you have burnt your hand, and or for example, for that matter, you may have seen something burn in front because of the fire. So
Okay.
you are saying you've realized that fire burns.
Yeah.
Then what kind of a use will you have for that realization? So one of the simple realization could be that I should not put my hand in the fire. Is it not?
Yeah.
So what is the use? I have to stay away from
Away from fire.
if I have to protect the body, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Very nice. Okay. Akshat, what is your viewpoint?
The truth can be a theory, but it is the practice. Is the reality, and realization is realizing that the thing is the truth, and use is you can use. For example, let's say there is 24 hours in a day. That's the truth, and we realize it that there is 24 hours in a day, and the use is that we can use those 24 hours to study, sleep, go to class, learn some things.
Very nice. So when you know that there is limited time, you know how you use. Very good. Good example. Any other understanding of what these three are? Does Shreyas have any example or any understanding of what these three are?
Yes, Vijayji. Vijayji, truth is something which is probably universally accepted, or uh, or it is something that is true, or something that happened, and realization is something after we something happens and then we realize it. This is a ball, this is a cricket ball, and all. And use is something like what we can actually like utilize it.
Okay, very nice. Wonderful. So now let me hand it back to Namit so that Namit can help you to connect these two little experiments that you did. What? About something called as a fire burns, and you found out some difference between fire burns and when you burnt your hand. Or like the example I gave to Sanvi about you listening about glumchichi and you eating glumchichi, right? Oh, by the way, Sanvi, that's just a made up fruit. Okay, so I don't know if there is really a fruit like that, but I wanted to help you know the difference. So I made up a fruit. And then I asked you about the distinction between truth, realization, and use. So now that you've seen this, now let me hand it back to Namit so that you can understand what Namit has been telling you with respect to what Sri Krishna is saying. Back to you, Namit.
Yes, sir. So, what sir explained is this part which we had been discussing, that is unalloyed devotion, which is pure devotion. So I told it to have faith in God. What is having faith in God is what basically Vijay sir explained to us. He all of you answered when sir asked, right? When he asked what's the difference between fire burning and I burnt my hand in fire. All of you many of you answered that burning your hand is experiencing that, and fire burns is just yet another fact. So the same way, what Krishna is asking here is that to have faith in him. We so based on what that's when the truth, realize and use part comes. For example, let's take the shloka karmanyavadikaraste. Right. So what does the shloka mean? Does anybody remember? In Shloka 2.47, we had learnt it. Does anybody want to tell that? Okay, so Shloka 2.47, Karmanyevadhikaraste. The shloka tells us that we shouldn't focus on the results, and our approach should be process oriented, or we should focus on doing our activities with complete dedication. This thing, has it been practical to anybody? Have you tried to apply it in any stage of your life? Okay. So, do any of you want to share here something of the Bhagavad Gita which has really helped you? Anybody? You can please go ahead. Yes, Akshat, please go ahead.
This same shloka, when I play any sports, if I don't think about winning it, I win it. But when I'm always being thinking about what should I do to win this thing, it is a little very hard to win.
Okay, so in that sense, how has Bhagavad Gita helped you in countering that?
Just not thinking about whether I win or not, and just focusing on what I'm doing.
Excellent, Akshat. Yes, Sohan, please go ahead.
What was the most I learned from Bhagavad Gita was focus should be always on a thing which you concentrate, and always the truth should come, and always have trust on me, and I can help. As what Krishna told, I have understood to almost all the slokas what he said.
Okay. Anya, yes, please go ahead.
Yes. So there are these sort of things in your mind like kama, krodha, lobha, mada, and moha, and matsarya. All these enemies. We shouldn't we shouldn't even put this inside of us, because they might lead us to bad paths in our life.
Okay. So, yes, Megha, please go ahead. Okay, fine. So, Megha, is there anything you want to share? Was it by mistake?
Sorry. So what Krishna tells one in Bhagavad Gita, that focus on the process instead of the results. This has actually helped me to enjoy studying more. Before, I used to just study for the exam results. Now I'm able to enjoy studying more, and I'm becoming better.
Wonderful. Great to know that that's happening. So, all of you shared how Bhagavad Gita helped. Before joining Bhagavad Gita class, can some of you please share what you had thought about Bhagavad Gita, or what you had been told about Bhagavad Gita by others? Yes, Snigdha, please go ahead.
So like before I attended Bhagavad Gita class, I knew like about it, that it was like during Mahabharata, and like it was like basically Krishna telling the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna and all. And to be honest, I never really thought much of it, and I never really had so much interest in it. And yeah, like even because I only thought it consisted of shlokas, like only just chanting by hearting shlokas and nothing else. So like I never really used to have so much interest in it. But then after I joined this class, um I actually had interest. I started having interest in Bhagavad Gita like even more, and it even improved my personality and behavior.
Okay. Anya, please go ahead.
Yes. I'm going to say. Oh, yes. Yes, so before I had joined Bhagavad Gita, I had this book and I was reading it. I didn't get to know it from anybody. I had brought this book and I was reading it. And then when I was reading it, I had got to know that the Arjuna and Krishna, they were fighting against their brothers, the Kauravas. But then Arjuna, he was really afraid to fight against his own cousins. So Krishna convinced him about what is right and what's wrong and all those things.
Okay. Megha?
Yeah, so before I joined Bhagavad Gita class, I thought Bhagavad Gita was a set of complex rules, that full shlokas, complex rules, strictly have to apply them, like how it's exactly told. So I never thought of it as like to be you can follow it, and it was bad. I couldn't follow it properly. But when I joined, I found the good perspective of Bhagavad Gita. It was a set of light truths which actually helps you to lead a good life.
Okay, so when you read Bhagavad Gita also, you didn't have you still didn't have a complete idea, right, of
Yeah.
how all the shlokas are.
Yeah, now I have a good idea.
Okay, fine. So does anybody else want to also share? Okay, so as all of you told, you had different opinions about Bhagavad Gita before. You thought it's something complex. You thought it's something very light-hearted, something like that. But when you actually came here, you came to know what really Bhagavad Gita was. You came to know about you saw the truth. You saw all the universal truths present here. And as Megha told, it was also, I'm sure it was useful for many of you. And even many of you might be told that it is useful. This Bhagavad Gita is useful. So at that point, what was it known? It was faith. But now you came to know what actually this Bhagavad Gita is. So you have experienced what Bhagavad Gita is. You have seen what message Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. So that's where the truth realized and used, which was explained by Vijay sir, comes into place. So Bhagavad Gita gives us different truths, each of its own kind, but has can be used in for various purposes in our life. So in Bhagavad Gita, in all these sessions which we have, we are realizing the truth. And only the essence of this shloka can be felt when it's used. In this shloka, what Krishna is telling is that what he's telling by unalloyed devotion is that to have faith in him. How can we have faith in him? Because because if you have seen in the previous shlokas and all and have applied that in your life and seen that in your life, you know that whatever Krishna is telling is going to make a purpose. As many of you told, it has how Bhagavad Gita has helped you in your various endeavors. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita is something useful. So Krishna here is telling us that, and we need to have a pure heart. For example, another example which we can take is Shabri. She was just thinking about Rama, and anybody who came to her, she was just thinking about Rama. She was waiting for Rama and was constantly devoted. The same way, even in our lives, we should be constantly thinking about Krishna, uh, as we saw in the story of the three temple constructors, where one constructor was devoted to Krishna and wanted to do all his actions for the sake of Krishna. The same way in our life, our mindset should be like that, and also there should not be any ego in our life. Like one of you told about kama, krodha, mada, matsara, lobha. Without all that, yes, Anya. So without all that, with pure heart, we need to be devoted. How is this pure devotion? Is what I just explained. It is by surrendering to Krishna and having the faith in Krishna that he is gonna take care of us, and also give the divine light of jnana, which will help us in realizing our true nature. So I hope you were able to relate between what Vijay sir told to this shloka. So if there are no questions, one by one, all of you can share your understandings. Yes, Sohan.
My understanding that using our devotee and knowledge, apply that to Krishna, where Krishna can help us. Not apply, actually surrender. So Krishna can help us in our total life, which is why Krishna told us, always think of me instead of surrendering to me. Most he says, think of me. Do not always surrender to me. That's
Okay. So what's the can you tell why? Can you tell the meaning of surrendering?
So to leave everything and come behind Krishna, as we have learned in the 10th chapter. Some sloka, I don't remember it.
Okay, so let me clarify this. Surrendering is not necessarily leaving anything. Okay. So as we learned in our previous sessions, so many billionaires and millionaires have followed the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So they not necessarily left all the things they have, all the materialistic things, but but they kept their ideas aside and listened to Krishna and followed what Krishna had conveyed in the Bhagavad Gita. So surrendering is not about leaving everything. Surrendering is putting your ideas aside, listening to the person who's telling something, and trying to imbibe that in your life. Is that clear, Sohan?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share?
Nothing else.
Sorry?
Nothing else.
Okay. Excellent, Sohan. Who else would like to share their understanding?
You can call out the names, Namit, one by one.
Okay. Megha, would you like to share what you understood?
Amit, actually, I joined late, so I kind of missed most of the explanation.
Okay, no problem. You can go through the recording, which will be posted later.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anya, would you like to share your understanding?
Okay, so
Would you like to take some time? You can tell you can tell your understanding later.
yeah, I would like to take some time.
Yeah, sure. Jia, would you like to share your understanding? Snigdha, would you like to share your understanding, please?
Yeah. So what I understood is that like whenever you're like praying to God, you
Yes.
should always know that you and God are like not two separate beings. You should always know that God is like a part of you, and also you should always like surrender to God. And when you surrender to God, you will get His divine teachings, and you yourself will also become a divine being. So that is what I understood.
Okay, so what do you mean by God is part of you?
Like God and I, like me, God and me are like one. Are like one. They're like the same person. So like basically, God is in me. We are all God.
Okay, fine. So Diya and Disha, would you like to share your understanding?
Yeah. Namit,
Okay.
they may not be able to. You please continue with others.
Yeah. Sai Kiran, would you like to share your understanding?
Yes. Yes, Namit.
Yeah, please go ahead.
What I understood means Krishna is telling us that if you are in trouble and you want some help, I will you you believe in me and I will help you. Like what you told a story about Draupadi,
Yeah.
and and I'm in everybody. In everybody means if someone who wants some help, Krishna is also in me. If means I can help him. Who Krishna tells me to help him.
So can you explain the last part?
Means if means Krishna is in everybody. Uh, means if somebody wants some help, uh, my my Krishna means my buddhi will say me to help him. It means buddhi is only Krishna, I think.
Okay, so let me clarify that for you. So what is buddhi?
Me my understanding, my past memory to help him.
Okay. So do you know the English word for buddhi?
Buddhi, mental, mind.
Mind is mana. Buddhi is intellect. It's where you make some important decisions, and where the decision making power all exists in your buddhi. So is your decision making constant, or it can change, right? Sometimes you might some when for example, when your exams are going on, and tomorrow you have your exam, and would you go out tonight for a party?
Uh, I will work for, I will study for exam.
Okay. Now for example, it's your holidays. You have nothing. You're free, and you don't have any exams. You're free that time. So if your friend calls you for a birthday party, will you go for it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, so here the buddhi didn't make one decision. At different situations, it made different decisions. So, now tell me what, according to you, is Krishna? What is this Krishna tattva?
Means everybody has some Krishna tattva. Everybody has Krishna. My understanding is Krishna tells me to help him. I think.
Okay. See, what Krishna is that? Can Krishna be something that's not constant or finite?
No. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you. Do you think Krishna is alive today also?
Yeah. Yes.
Will Krishna be alive after 100 years?
Yes.
Okay. So by that we can conclude that Krishna is constant. Yeah. So intellect is not constant. So then how can we tell that intellect is only Krishna?
I didn't understood your question.
See, now you told that Krishna tattva is constant and permanent, right?
Yes.
So now intellect does it always make constant decisions or the same decisions all the time?
No.
So then if the intellect is Krishna, it has to be constant and permanent, right? So that's why we can't call the intellect as Krishna, because the intellect is not constant and the decisions are always changing.
But
Namit, what Sai is saying is, when you realize the divine within you, then the divine guides your intellect. So
Okay.
Sai is saying that when divine is guiding your intellect, you function as that divine only.
Okay. Okay.
So in that sense, intellect is guided by Krishna. Krishna's knowledge is guiding the intellect of a person who has realized Krishna.
Yes, that only I was trying to say.
Okay, fine. I think I understood it the other way. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Excellent, Sakin. Do you have anything else to say?
No. Thank you, Namit. That's all.
Anya, yes. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I don't know if you'll accept this, but I understood that Arjuna is granted a vision of Krishna's form, showing his divine reality.
Can you come again? The last part was not audible.
Okay, ma'am. Arjuna is granted a vision of Krishna's form, showing his divine reality.
Okay. So do you think it's also possible for you to see that Krishna's divine reality?
No.
Okay, fine. Now tell me, what do you think Krishna's divine reality is? Anya, can you hear me?
I didn't understand.
No, you told Krishna's divine reality, right?
Oh, yes.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think so. I know the answer for that.
Okay. So let me tell you. Then you tell me if it's possible to see Krishna's divine reality or not. Is that fine?
Yes.
Yeah. So Krishna's divine reality is realizing what really Krishna is and experiencing that. Like for example, how this demigod Panjurli, the person who plays who puts on the costume of the demigod and enacts just like as if the demigod is, you feel as if the demigod is expressing his emotions. So there's no difference between him and the demigod. He's experiencing that he is only the demigod and there's no duality between him and the demigod. So that's why he's experiencing that he and the demigod Panjali, that spirit, is the same and is one in nature.
Can I give
So
one more example, Namit? So,
yes.
Anya, I asked the the fruit example, right? So, do you think you can experience the taste of mango?
What?
Do you think you can experience the taste of mango fruit?
Yeah. When
How-
this thing comes,
how-
I can explain.
How can you experience it?
By time when the season comes, I can buy it and I can experience it.
And eating it, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, exactly that is what Sri Krishna is teaching you here. That when you have the devotion, meaning what? When you have faith in what Sri Krishna is teaching you through Bhagavad Gita, and when you practice them in your life, what are the things that Sri Krishna is teaching? Sri Krishna is teaching, get rid of your Arishadvargas, your qualities that may be of lying, or that may be of cheating, or that may be of having jealousy. So get rid of all those things. Develop the qualities. What qualities? Help others. Always be kind to others. Always be truthful. As you keep practicing that, you will experience Krishna, is what Sri Krishna is teaching. Is that clear to you?
Yes, Guruji.
Now do you feel you can experience Krishna?
I think so, Guruji. Yes.
Is it possible to be kind to others?
Yes, Guruji.
Is it possible to help others?
Yes, Guruji. Like, I understood that if you're really bad and all, there's always a chance to improve it.
Correct. So by bringing out what Sri Krishna has been teaching you, the most wonderful divine qualities within you, by constantly bringing them out, you will experience Krishna. That is what Sri Krishna is teaching. All right?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. So, Namit, I think you need to call out Akshat.
Yeah. Akshat, would you like to share your understanding?
I actually joined late, so at that time, till where I was there, from that I have understood that there is no difference, and we and Krishna are one, and however we go wrong, we can correct it.
Okay, excellent. So
Rohan is there.
Sanvi.
Yeah.
Sanvi and
Rohan.
Rohan.
Yeah.
Would you like? Yeah, Rohan. You want to yeah, you can go ahead.
Even I joined it, but I understood that Krishna is telling, if you surrender to me, if you keep on, if you be devoted to me, then I'll surely help you. Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Sanvi, would you like to share your understanding?
So Sanvi messaged Namit saying that If she unmutes it, she is leaving. But she has written a message. This is what Sanvi says. I understood that God advises us to have complete and unwavering devotion on Him. We shouldn't always believe anything which people say. We should always check whether it is true. We should always realize our mistakes and think about what went wrong and how to correct it. We should know that God is in everything and everyone. And so we should always show respect to things, people around us.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sanvi. It's absolutely right, and you've got a right understanding. So that wraps up this session. Hari Om, and you can also share your understanding in the group in the form of voice recording if you want to add something. So if anybody wants to tell something, you can, or else we can end the session.
Thank you very much, Namit. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Let us end the contemplation of the shloka. Hari Om.